Big up to Timmy and 3 a.m. You are watching WHODAT.
Welcome back to WHODAT, and we're here in the second season interview with the lovely Terrelle.
Yes, how are you? Welcome to Grand Bahama.
Thank you. So last I saw you was at Junkanoo Carnival, and that was your second year. Just talk to me about that experience for you.
First, I can say shame on you because you should come to visit me before now. But that's okay. No, I just been hanging out in Freeport, writing more music and trying to get in the studio. But it's kind of hectic because after Carnival, everybody goes back to real life. So I had my regular 9 to 5 today, and someone said, "Yo, Timmay is gonna be in town." So I said, "All right, I'll throw on my shirt, a la Garrett Seiler, and visit you."
So on WHODAT, we like to figure out who is the artist, why did they get into music, and so your first memory, if it was the choir, if it was in church, when did you first realize you want to do music full time?
Full time, it would have been in probably it would have been 2006 officially, but in 1984, I think, I had seen Evita, which at the time, that was in London, starring Elaine Page, and she rocked my world. I saw that on that trip to Europe, I saw Evita, Cats, and Fiddler on the Roof with Topol, and just the professionalism and the execution of their roles. I've always had that in the back of my mind. So ultimately, I'm a singer-songwriter, but I love to write. And ideally, I would love to have a musical on Broadway.
Just talk to me about what you did to learn this yourself, to make sure you get into the music business, classes, or if you went to school for it, or just what did you do to practice to perfect that craft?
Well, I'm actually on that trail right now. And why I said 2006 is because I started dreaming music. I never thought that I was quite good enough when I was growing up because the teachers used to select everybody else. And so I was sort of a back burner. And then in 2006, I started dreaming music. And so I had to keep a little recorder beside my bed. My sister Shonda helped me out with that. And because I would wake up and couldn't remember the music. And so I just started recording it. And then after a while, a friend of mine, Louis Moss, shout out to Louis, he told me about GarageBand, so I started dibble-dabbling a little bit with trying to create my own music. And I've just met up with a lot of musicians because I don't play an instrument, I sing, and I do the beats sort of like Bobby McFerrin type in order to to express what I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. And then because GarageBand allows you to perform multiple tracks, I can, they can hear exactly like horns, everything that I'm hearing, and then we execute.
So, Junkanoo Carnival came around 2 years ago, and people didn't really know about you before then. So, what made you decide, hey, I'm going to get into this?
Well, I actually had been writing, and I had not been at home, and a few of my peers had said that my music that I was creating when I was in the United States, because I was using an American producer by the name of Rodney Shelton. He wrote the song "Kissing You" by Keith Washington. He put a lot of American and like almost 90s like New Jack swing to a lot of my music, but it was truly a fusion of music. I have a CD ultrasound that's available on iTunes as well, and it's a 10-track CD. And so when I came here, I wanted to sort of solidify that yes, I can write various genres of music, which I always have. And so once I saw the opportunity, I was kind of upset because I believe it was announced, but in Grand Bahama, it wasn't promoted the way that it could have been in the first year. So a lot of my music, I usually write a social tease, which is similar to what they do in Barbados for crop over. I wrote a social tease, which was Roll Mama, and then almost a love song to Carnival, which was Mash Up the Carnival. This year, the social tease was Carnival is hiring, because jobs are tough to come by. And then the one of my favorites is Rake Scrape Soca Junkie, which is talking about the fusion of Rake Scrape Soca and Junkanoo, and that it's in my system. I can't help myself.
Well, this year, both of your songs made it to the top 10, and Rake Scrape made it to the top 20, and Rake Scrape Soca Junkie made it to the top 10. So talk us about your process of making that song.
Well, Rake Scrape Soca Junkie was written in the shower with my kids all around watching me. For some reason, they like gravitate to the bathroom once I'm in there, and so I just was hearing the rhythm of the music when I was in the shower. And so it starts out da-doom doom, da-doom doom, da-doom doom, da-ba-doom doom. So I was just doing that in the shower, and then the lyrics through my veins like the blood of my family. This music is flowing through my veins like the blood of my family. So I'm a Rake Scrape Soca Junkie, through the veins like the blood of my family. So that's where it came from. And I just started singing it over and over and over again until the other lyrics started to come, dreamt up the rest, how the songs should go. And then I work with Lisa Bonafide Davis out of Ultimate Dub Lab and NJ Smith. He's there as well, and I think he has his own music school now. And he helps to create the beat, which I pretty much come up with, but he puts it, he arranges, makes it sound like real music. And then, but he uses a lot of my vocal instrumentation within the music, which makes me happy because it's just how I was hearing it. And but Ultimate Dub Lab, they helped me this year and last year, and Lisa Davis is fantastic. She's a very, very good spirit.
And when can we hear more music from you? When can we expect something new from Terrelle?
It's so difficult because I'm here. One of the artists that I want to work with is Synovia Pierre. We actually worked on already a song called BG Posse. It's a song that I wrote when I was in college years ago, and with some of my friends, like just toying around. But I wrote this song, BG Posse, with a friend of mine, Tamara Rayner, and another friend, Musina Abdul Latif, and we were just joking around. So I give them credit because they were present, and so the song has evolved since. And I had Synovia sing lead. I want a few other artists, local artists, because BG Posse is the big girl posse, and so I want to give a shout out to the solid gals in the Bahamas and around the world. So we worked on that, but we just have to get everybody together to get it finished. So that's the struggle, is that we're in Freeport, and a lot of the people who I need for my music, because I have a ton of songs that if people were here, like I have a song for Gramps Morgan, I have songs for Janet, I had songs for Janet and Prince, but Prince went and died, and so now I have a ton of songs for different people, Fantasia, but it's just that I have to get into the right place at the right time. So I'm hoping that things like this help me catapult my writing career a little bit further.
And where can people just listen to your music or catch you online?
Well, Ultrasound is the name of my CD, and that's available on iTunes and CD Baby, cdbaby.com. And then also, I had written a song for a friend of mine, Tanya Moss. She had breast cancer. So I wrote a song. It's kind of sad. It's called My Heart Will Live. I wrote a song for her, and I wanted the proceeds to go to the kids, her children, who she sadly left behind. And but they're doing really well, and but they can go to iTunes. The Carnival music, I know the first CD, compilation CD, is available, I believe, online. I know they had printed some copies, but they didn't give us any hard copies this year. But the music is available online and on iTunes, and so they can check that out. And then, you can look at my friend Rodney Shelton. He's a producer in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I try to promote friends and family and anybody who's positive in the industry, not doing drugs, encouraging young people to be positive. I try to stick to that realm, and writing is a safe place for me, and I enjoy performing, but ultimately I love to watch other people perform. So the young lady Georgina, who's also from here, she does really well, and I support her. Synovia, Kiara Sherman is in Texas. She's fantastic. You should interview her. She's great. And just a lot of talented people here in Grand Bahama who deserve a chance. And I hope that we can somehow get a writing group together where we can just push out artists, just get to a point where we're funneling artists around the world. It would be fantastic.
I hope you heard that. This has been WHODAT.
Raise your hand if you're willing to work all night. Join the line if you're dedicated sundown to sunrise. Now let me hear you say you're willing, willing. Willing, 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 willing to work real hard. This is Terrelle Tynes Wilson, and you're watching WHODAT. Big up to Timmay and the three Amigos.